3. Okay, page 3, making graphs and tables. So this one here, the design of it, you can call it a bar or a graph or a histogram. So how do you read this graph? So people who are between 50 to 60 years old, so in that age range, those people will take 5 vacays per year. That's what this graph means. Okay? So between 50 and 60-year-old. Okay? This type of graph is called a frequency polygon or a line graph. So instead of doing between 50 to 60, they use midpoints. Okay, so these are midpoints. And then we just connect them all together. So that's kind of the difference between them. So this one uses a range, and then this one uses the midpoint values. So if I was to do this one as a polygon graph, I would use 55. Okay? Okay, so this is an example of a frequency table. So from the age of 0 to 9-year-olds, it occurred 7 times, da 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 da. Okay, so that is a frequency table. How do I know if something is normal distribution or not? Oh no, I'm not going to get into that today. Okay, frequency table. Okay, here we go. We're going to make this. So here's my example. These are not in order. Should we do that? That might make our life easier. Okay, here we go. What's the lowest? 59. Do we have anything else in the 50s? Nope. Okay, what's next? We have a 60. We have a 61. We have a 62. We have a 63. We have a 64. We have a 65. 66. Wait, I got a few of them. 1, 2, 3. Do you see 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3. 67. There's one of them. 68. I see it twice. 69, I see twice. 70, I see 3 of them. And then a 71 and a 73. Okay. Okay, here we go. Interval from 58 to 60. We're going to include the 60 in that one. Okay, so how many numbers are from 58 to 60? So this one and this one, we had 2 of them. Okay, so I'm done to that. From 60 to 62, so we're going to include 62. I see 2 of them. Okay, now 62 to 64, I see 2 of them. '64 to '66, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. '66 to '68. There's 3 of those. And then the next zone will get us up to 70. So I see 5 of those. Okay, everyone's good with what we did? Okay, so we are going to make a chart. Okay, on the bottom, I'm going to put interval. And on the side, I'm going to be putting frequency. And then we always need a name, so I'm going to call it a histogram practice, because I don't really know what this data is. Like, I don't know if it's age, shoe size, I don't know what it is, so we'll just name it histogram practice. So on the applied provincial, my grade 12s wrote, they had to draw one graph and nobody got 100% because they just simple things like labeling, how to label something properly. Okay, up the side we need up to 5, so I'm going to go 0 at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, on the bottom I have a bunch of numbers starting at 58 going to 74. I'm not going to start at 0. I'm going to kind of do this. I'm going to do a bunch of squiggle there to show you that I'm going to skip a bunch of numbers. And then start from 58 to 74. Okay, so that squiggly is me showing you that there was a big gap, because think about starting at 0 to 74. You would have a lot of useless space, right? Okay, so then how to make the histogram. So in the first zone, we need to make that bar too high. So that's what I'm doing. Frequency of 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 5, 1, and 1. Okay, we're going to learn how to type in a frequency table into your calculators. Okay, and we're going to get the mean, mode, and the range. Okay, so first of all, do you remember where we started all this stuff last time? The buttons. We're going to go Stat, Edit, and then we want to see this list, L1, L2. So I'm going to go up, clear down. Okay, so this is going to be my L1. L1 right here, and this is going to be my L2. Okay, L1 I can't type in 58,260. That doesn't make sense for typing into the calculator. Does anybody have an idea of how I could type a number in? What would be a good idea if I had to only pick a number? What about the midpoint of that? Would that be okay? So I'm going to go 59, 61, etc. Can you do all the midpoints? Okay, so on my L2, I'm typing in all those frequencies, and when you're done your list, they should be level at the bottom. If one of your lists is longer than the other one, it's just nothing's going to work for you. So make sure it's all matched up, okay? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple seconds here and then tell me when we're all good to go with the next step. Okay, so midpoints, frequency numbers. Good? Quit. Second quit. Okay, how do I find that data? Remember, we did it last time. What's the buttons? Stat. We want to calculate one variable statistics, but here's the trick. I want to use both L1 and L2. So I'm going to go L1, comma, L2. L1, comma, L2. So stat, calculate one variable statistics for the data that's in L1 and L2, so comma. Okay, so what is it calculating with? It's like me adding 59 plus 59 plus 61 plus 61 plus, it's doing that. It's doing the midpoints twice, this midpoint twice, this midpoint twice. It's using 65 4 times and adding those together and then averaging them. Okay. So enter, and there you go. So what's the average? What's the mean? 65.8. Which number occurs the most often? So look at your chart. Which was the highest? Whatever's the highest is the mode. So we can say either the midpoint, 69, I'd accept 69 midpoint, or I'd accept the interval. So I'd accept either answer as the mode. You can say this interval occurred the most or this midpoint occurred the most. Okay, I don't care what you write there in that regard. And then what I'd also accept, no, never mind, I want that. Range, what's the highest minus the lowest? So I would accept this. If you used your calculator, you could do what you've typed in, 73 highest minus 53. Or 59, sorry. And I'd also accept if you just used your paper, which actually is the same thing. Okay, let's try that one more time for this chart. Let's get the mean. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to get the midpoints of this one because this is going to be my L1 and this is going to be my L2. So I'm going to be typing here, I'm going to use a 4.5 because it's the midpoint of that section. Here I'm going to do a 14.5, 24.5. Do you see a pattern here? Okay, so give me on this a stat edit. Stat edit, clear down, up, clear down. Midpoints, frequencies, okay? Everyone's good? Midpoints and frequencies in there. L1, L2. Okay, quit. I want this, the mean. You ready? Stat, calculate, one variable statistics, and you need to do what? L1, comma, L2. See if you can get to that. Everybody match me. 22.5 is the average. Did it work for your calculator? Okay, I also want us to practice drawing a line graph. So we just drew a bar graph, that's a histogram. Now let's quickly try to draw a line graph. So age, frequency, I don't know exactly what this is, so we're just going to call it a line graph practice. So age, frequency, so for the frequency I need to go up to 7 on that. So when you do a line graph, you do the midpoints versus histogram where you do the intervals, right?